This
Hey,
meeting
Gary,
is
for some
being
reason,
recorded.
I the other link Zoom and it took me to the other one.
I was in the stand-up Zoom.
No, this is the stand-up Zoom.
Huh?
For me, it is. If I click the stand-up, this is the stand-up. If I go to the weekly one, it's the other one that I was in. Yeah, I'm just going to leave 1 minute. I'm going to go to the stand-up. Reason mine is showing this one as the stand-up, but well, I mean, doesn't matter.
That's weird.
Hmm?
Well, that's weird. I don't know where Jackson is because he's supposed to be coming.
Maybe he's on the other link.
Which link are you using? Using this one?
Let me see.
No, this is the weekly live Zoom call. Yeah, it's I'm in the right one.
915 915 9. What the heck? But on the stand-up, I was clicking the other meeting. I was taking me to well, I don't know, but it's this one. Okay.
I'm just going to ring Jackson quickly because I don't think he's coming. He hasn't actually seen my message. I'll just wait for him for a second. JC, you had a support call with her this morning.
Yeah, Gary, but I couldn't help them. I mean, I tried to help them to see what's happening. So they bought the eSIM on Telo, but they installed it on an iPhone, knowing that we don't work with iPhone. Did you know about that? So
Yeah,
they
that's what I've told.
tried to move then the phone. Yeah, you told me about it, but I mean, they couldn't explain what was going wrong. I remember you told me, but they told me that they didn't have any problem with that, like just getting the number and everything, so it worked for them, something like that. So I was like, okay, let me ask to the dev team because I'm not sure what's happening, and I'm not sure what's happening, to be pretty honest. So I couldn't help them, and at the end, this girl, you know that I'm not hard feelings and I don't take anything personal, but they were like, yes, but we need this solved now because you couldn't help us, blah, blah. I was like, first of all, I was like, we're not the ones selling the eSIM, so I get you. I'm gonna try to help you, but they were getting a little bit cocky. I don't know, like it was pretty weird because
Did you record it?
yeah, I recorded, so I'm gonna send you I created a channel so you can take the recording. And she was like, yes, but we need a solution in 2 days because if not, blah, 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 blah. I was like, man, first of all, we are not even selling, we are not Tello, we are not, I think we shouldn't even be giving support for people buying Tello stuff. I'm not sure, but that's what I felt, right? Maybe I'm just exaggerating, but I felt her a little bit cocky and mad. I was like, shit, I think Gary was trying to help you. I think I'm now here trying to help you, and I don't know, but yes.
All right, yeah, because she was DMing me the other night, and I was just like, she didn't. Yeah, I was trying to explain to her, like, yeah, you put it on an iPhone. I explained the IME thing. I said, hey, just use the IME. You're not using the iPhone to install the eSIM. You're just using that so that you can buy the eSIM and then install it onto your Android phone. Anyway, All right. Jackson's here, mate. So I'm going to let him in. Jackson,
Yeah.
Kristen.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning, guys.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Yeah, pretty
Excellent.
good, pretty good.
Hey, Kristen.
Change my angle. There we go.
Hey, and Heidi. Hey, Heidi. How are you?
Hi. Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. All right. Where are you, Heidi?
I'm Wellington.
Wellington. Oh, cool.
Couple of Kiwis.
Kiwis. Hey, bro.
We will take over the world.
All right. Well, I might punch go live on this thing. And let me. This is hey, Christine. Let me do that. I think I'm getting a bit more organized with this thing now. I actually got it connected to the live on Facebook and everything while I was waiting for everyone. Whee. All right, let's do that.
Next minute, we do multi-streaming 5 different platforms at the same time.
You might have just blown his mind, me, Jackson.
We do that with OneStream.
Yeah, you got the
Yeah, you
special.
can do multiple groups, multiple pages, and YouTube channels all at the same time.
I'm just getting Zoom. All right, I think we are live now anyway. So yeah, we are live. We've got Jackson with us here today from ACR 365. Christine, certified JHL. What's the title thing? Certified JHL expert. Is that it?
No, admin it actually is, which I don't love the term for.
Yeah, it seems a bit.
I'm good at admin, and I'm good at many other things too. But certified I am.
Certified JHL. Let's just call it certified JHL Whiz. Let's go with that. And Heidi, welcome. You're in Wellington, in New Zealand, you said.
I am. Yes, I am. Friend of Chrissy. We're business buddies.
All right. Awesome. Well, if anyone else is going to join or jump on, the link should be in the description of the live. And got Jackson along today. So Jackson has been a long time supporter of us and user of my CRM sim since before day one of our valued beta testers, giving us lots of feedback, ideas, where sometimes I've just gone, yeah, it's a great idea, Jackson. It's a great idea. But
Your list just gets longer every time you speak to me.
yeah, pretty much. Jackson has me on speed dial on Messenger or speed thumb on Messenger. Yeah, Jackson's been playing around with a new bit of tech to allow regular SIM cards to be turned into eSIMs. So we were going to have a quick chat through that today. We've got a few more people joining here, so I'm just going to let everyone in. We've got Leon. Hi, Leon. If you want to pop on and introduce yourself, say hello. Good, mate. Where are you, Leon?
I'm in Newcastle.
Newcastle. Awesome, mate.
Australia, yeah.
Australia. What are we at? We've got some Australians, Kiwis, Costa Ricans. We've got JTVA. I don't know what your name is, I'm sorry, but that's what you're coming up as on Zoom. And Michael, how are you, mate?
Hey guys, how are we?
Good, mate. Thanks for joining us.
That's JC.
Mate, this is like, well, I'll count all the recording things as well. This is like a super full house now.
Everyone's got a recorder.
Yeah. Also important. And who's going to watch it later? Who's going back to watch their recording? Own up.
Everyone. Invaluable,
Everyone.
Jackson's Prezzo.
Well,
Get all the fathoms involved.
All right. Well, we'll put the summary from our Fathom into the live when this goes up later, so people can jump to the bits. But sorry, where I was going anyway. So Jackson, long-time supporter, lots of great ideas, and also sort of pushes the envelope with things a little bit in terms of just testing out new things, which is always great. And he's tried something in the last week with a bit of tech, where you can put that into a regular phone and turn it into an eSIM phone, which is got its benefits in that eSIMs or eSIM phones are generally a bit more expensive. Yeah. So you can get a cheaper Android dual SIM put this device in there and turn it into a dual eSIM phone, which is pretty cool. So Jackson, did you want to? Will I share my screen and I
Yeah,
can
you can
show
show
what it
screen.
actually
It's
is?
pretty straightforward. It's pretty
Yeah.
straightforward process. I mean, like the whole idea is that you can definitely get an eSIM phone. And the advantage is that when you're having an eSIM is you can start using international numbers. So in our case, what we're using for our clients at New Zealand, we're buying numbers for them that way. Particularly for the US clients, and we've got clients in the US where we're able to use a US number here rather than having to go through the process of them getting their phone. So it all comes back to, I guess, how you want to operate when it comes to utilizing MyCRM SIM. So the way we've packaged some of our services is that we included some of the numbers as part of our offering. So rather than going through the whole A2P stuff, especially US clients, we'll just simply say we'll provide a number. They don't need to know anything about what's going on. They just need to know that it works. And the advantage is having been able to have a eSIM that we can utilize in Australia, have it all set up within 5 minutes, really. Like maybe 10 minutes because Teller takes a little bit longer to set up. But in the last week, we had about 3 or 4 clients from the US that came on board. And we were able to use this particular piece of tech to turn our current dual SIM phone into an eSIM where we can have 2 numbers on there that's working for the US or any other country that gives you the eSIM capability. So Gary, I think you got the fiber site brought up. Yep, that's it there. I mean, the whole idea of this particular tech is all about the whole, I guess, essence of the service is that you can have a regular phone rather than having to change SIM cards all the time between countries. You can have one SIM, physical SIM, that allows you to add multiple eSIMs in there. So anyone's traveling internationally, you can have this particular SIM installed. You can just switch between an Australian SIM to a New Zealand SIM to a US SIM quite easily. And I just thought, well, I'll give it a go to see whether I can use it for what I wanted to do. So got 2 SIM cards. And the idea is that you buy a couple of SIM cards. It costs about $12 US. For a SIM, you can have ones that you can have unlimited numbers of SIM cards stored, whereas I just got the $12 one, which is allowing you to have 2 SIMs on there. And put into your phone, and you go through exactly the normal process in setting up. The only thing you need to do is making sure you download the Fiber app onto that particular phone. Then it will give you the access to scan a QR code of the eSIM provider and then connects it, and that's it. That's all you really need to do. So it's treated like a normal SIM card. And everything else with the MyCRM, the setup process when it comes to MyCRM SIM is the same process. The only difference is adding that bridge between having a fiber SIM card, physical SIM card installed into a normal phone, and then download the Fiber app, and then turn on the eSIM function on the app, and then you can scan any QR code, and they'll turn that number in or that phone and attach the eSIM into it. So the advantage you can have is that you can literally have a couple of numbers stored in there if you want to, and you can just like cycle them through if you need to do any DBRs or anything like that.
So
Sorry,
I just want
with that, are we able to have multiple active SIMs on the one phone, or do they have to have, like, you can have multiple connected but only one active at a time?
You can have multiple stored and one active at a time. So a dual SIM, you need two dual SIM cards in there.
So dual SIM, you'll have 2 active though. You could have 2 eSIMs on dual SIM, but you could be storing up to. It depends on the fiber card you get, but you could be storing up to. Well, one of them's
it's unlimited. It's unlimited for the higher plan, but I don't think you really need to. Like I think the basic one where you just have 2 numbers, you can put a switch between the 2. That's all you really need it for. So I only use it so I can actually have a normal phone that allows me to other eSIM capabilities, because having an eSIM phone, you're looking at about $250 plus, even on a very basic entry level eSIM phone to hold one number. Whereas a very basic dual SIM, you can get $120, $130, and maybe $150.
So I just want to make it really clear for people that listen to everything there that this SIM card is not your SIM card phone plan. This is a SIM card that you put in that
Yep.
then allows you to add an eSIM plan onto the phone. So
Correct.
this is like a little bit of extra hardware, basically. It's not, you're not buying this and then going, oh, I can start texting and using this. This is hardware that allows you to add an eSIM plan onto the phone. And I think I've put a link up here, and we'll add the link to the notes from the comments or something afterwards. So if you go to this link, mycrmsim.com/5BER, 5BER, that link will actually, we've got a deal with those guys. I spoke to them since speaking to you, Jackson. If you use that link, you will get 10% off any of the cards that you buy. So just use that link and it will get applied automatically at checkout. And then it says here, so this is what you've got, Jackson, I believe is the standard version.
This is standard. Yeah.
Yeah. So the standard version, so they're like a couple of dollars, I
$4.
think.
I think $12 USD.
Yeah,
from
for
memory.
2 or 1?
I think for 1. That's for 2 numbers.
We'll go to the buy it now. Let's just look at the cost of
Yeah,
these.
I bought 2 of them or something like that. Yeah, that's unlimited.
Yes, they're not showing. That's what I was trying to find out the price.
I think it's out of stock at the moment. So
they're out of stock.
yeah,
They've only got the unlimited one, which is $25, but you don't need that. You get the standard one, and then they're like a few dollars basically. So just trying to figure out the math on the, like a dual eSIM phone is $250 plus.
Yeah.
Or you buy cheap standard dual SIM phone for $100 and something, and then a couple of these fiber cards, the standard ones, for $10, and then you're at sort of $120, $130 for now you've got a dual eSIM phone, basically.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Just give yourself flexibility if you wanted to do it that way.
Very cool. Very cool. And so with Tello, I just want to talk through that. So I know JC, who joined here a minute ago, I saw you come in, JC, who's been trying to set up a US SIM. I know you had a chat with Carlos this morning. We'll probably jump on, and I think we'll probably have another call with you after, because I think you've done something after I spoke with Carlos in terms of putting the eSIM onto a different phone by mistake, and you need to transfer it across. That's my understanding, but I'll talk to you about that after this call. But what we've got here, and we'll talk through this quickly for anyone who's interested in getting eSIMs for another country. So I guess that's one thing for us to be clear on as well for everyone, is that like we provide the platform My CRM Sim. With that, you need a SIM card, a plan, basically, whether it's an eSIM, a SIM card, but a phone plan. There are thousands of plans out there, so we don't know what all of those are. I'll bring this up again at the end, actually, because we want to try and compile a list of SIM plans that people are using. So if you're watching this and you're using a SIM plan and that's working for you, we want that information so we can compile a list to help everyone. Because one of the most common questions that we get asked is, what SIM plan should we buy? And we're in Australia. I'll get feedback from some clients in different countries, but I don't know all the SIM plans and what their policies are, and so on and so forth. So if we can compile that list from everyone to the best of our abilities, at least we've got a starting point. We say, hey, have a look at the list here. We've got ones in the UK, New Zealand, US, Australia, wherever they might be, to try and help you guys out. So if we can work as a sort of a group towards that, that would be awesome. But in terms of supporting those, where you buy them, how you buy them, what you buy, that is obviously up to you when you get the SIM plan. But we are trying to help as best we can, and we'll do whatever we can. So we did do that with instructions for setting up a Tello SIM, which is the US one. And there's a full document here in our support knowledge base for setting up a Tello eSIM. So shout out to Carlos for putting this together. Thank you, mate. And what I want to point out here, so what we did find, because we went through this with a few clients and setting up Tello eSIMs, and I don't know how you found this, Jackson, when you're doing it, but when you buy the eSIM, there's a point down here where you have to put in the IMEI number for your phone in the order process.
Yeah.
And if the IMEI number for the phone you're using says it's not compatible, then it won't let you proceed through the checkout to actually make the order. And one thing that we found was that even if the IMEI number on the Android phone that you're going to use to set up wasn't compatible, if you just used the number from a different phone that is compatible, like if you've got your own iPhone, putting that in, it would allow you to proceed through the checkout, buy the Tello eSIM, and then still install it onto the Android phone. So this stage here isn't actually linked to phone. So when you were doing it, Jackson, was your phone compatible according to this, or did you use that hack to go through?
I used another IMEI number. So that whole process in Tello, all it's doing is just making sure that whatever you're doing is compatible to what the eSIM they're providing. So I think I used another phone. So I was doing it on a dual SIM, and that wasn't eSIM compatible. I just used the number from the Pixel 3a I have, and then you just let me through and purchase the number again.
But then it still worked on that.
It still works, because I have the fiber eSIM installed on the dual SIM card, or dual SIM phone.
Yeah,
that is not eSIM. That is not eSIM compatible with the IMEI number.
Very cool.
That was our challenge also from our end. Just to mention, Gary, what we actually did was we also purchased the fiber eSIM, right? Because we do have a device that's basically compatible inside Tello, but then the phone is not eSIM compatible. So the solution should have been you purchase fiber eSIM to make your phone eSIM compatible. So after going through the process of setting up the eSIM from the device, it still did not work, because I think the very main reason it did not work was because we're not getting coverage from the US. Because I think the data has to be turned on. We're getting a little bit of data, but it's still stating that the phone is not eSIM compatible, even if the eSIM is already there. So I think there are probably some country restrictions, I think, specifically. But so right now, our solution is going forward with just looking for a phone that is eSIM compatible, and at the same time it's Tello compatible, so that the fiber, I think, is not working for us.
Yeah, what we'll do, we'll jump on another call later today with you, JC, and we'll jump on and we'll connect to your phone as well. We'll use Zoho and connect to your phone so that we can see what you're looking at there, because
For sure.
yeah, it should still work, because you only need to register it. And as soon as you've registered it, then you can just go onto Wi-Fi anyway. So you don't need to have US coverage. It's only to get the thing registered that you need to be online first time.
So
And then
you shouldn't need data. Also, you shouldn't need data from the actual SIM itself. To tell you, the Tello plan that I actually got was a text and call only. I didn't actually purchase any data, so I was a bit cheap, right? So I only pay $8 for my texting plan. For my Tello plan, it was $8 for a month. It was cheaper than Twilio, and I was able to text by using Wi-Fi.
Yeah. What's the cost of a Twilio plan per month anyway?
$6.50.
$6.50 just for the number, just to hold the number.
Well, Australian number, yeah, but cheaper than the state, like $1.50 or something.
Yeah, that's a bit cheaper. So
yeah, maybe there's another workaround in there. I have yet to figure that out. But for some reason, whenever we come in inside, Tello, and try to enter the new IMEI for the phone that is compatible with, with their network, and now that we have fiber, for some reason it's still saying that the phone is not eSIM compatible. So that was our challenge.
What number are you putting in though, JC?
Yeah, sure. Can I show my screen?
yeah.
Or maybe later.
Is that number, the IMEI number, is that the number for that particular phone or a different phone that is compatible?
This is actually for that phone that is compatible. So it's the iPhone is no longer, it's already out of the picture. We're no longer using that iPhone because it looks like we cannot download my CRM SIM in there. So we really have to find a compatible IMEI.
No. So JC, this is the point here, is that use the IMEI number for the iPhone when you're going through the order process. Okay. But once
Yeah.
you've ordered the eSIM, just install that onto the Android phone.
Yeah,
The-
that's
on the
actually what
fiber.
we did. So we technically just use iPhone to activate our Telo account initially. So the eSIM is now in the Android device. So that's what we did. Mhm.
The Android. Okay.
Yeah. So can I just show you a little something here?
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm really thinking that this might be because of a little country restriction. I honestly don't know. So here, if you go to Telo, right? Here, if you click on bring your phone, you can enter the IMEI here to check if that phone is compatible. So pretty much, hold on, I'm sorry about that. If you click check, it's gonna tell you awesome, you can join. So it's telling you that that is compatible, right? I mean, the phone is okay. But if we go to my SIM, so remember this account is actually activated using the iPhone IMEI, right? So
Well, it's not
here,
activated. That's just to allow you to buy it. It doesn't
just to
activate
allow
the
me
phone.
to
It's
register.
lift
Yeah.
the order. Yeah.
That's right. So this is the number assigned to, to the account, etc. So now we would like, so this is the Android's IMEI that we have inserted the eSIM that we have used Fiverr for that. So here, if I click on check, it's gonna tell me the phone is compatible, but the phone is not eSIM compatible, even
It's that
with
step.
the eSIM in
You
there.
don't want to do that because it's
Yeah.
checking for that phone IME
So
number. Yeah.
Put the iPhone IMEI
That's right.
number back in there. Do that.
You mean the
You
iPhone
don't touch the
IMEI?
Android number. Yeah, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
If the Android doesn't have a eSIM compatibility, then you don't want to do that. You just leave. You don't need to do that. So what you want to do, you just to buy a number. Do you have a number? You have a number purchased, haven't you? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. So just add the Apple number back in again rather than the Android number.
I'm
Because
sorry.
that Android isn't compatible for eSIM, so that wouldn't work anyway. It wouldn't work. You have to put an IMEI number that is available for eSIM. So you put the Apple one back in.
Put the Apple number in there.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is where I'm actually getting confused, right? So we have iPhone use for the sign up process, correct? So now we would like to be able to
So
use.
hang on, just step back, JC, right? You are not signing up and installing and registering the eSIM on the iPhone at all. All you're doing is just using the IMEI code from the iPhone when you go through the checkout process. That is it. It just allows you to order it. You don't install it.
In this process. In this process as well too, because they need to know that the phone or that number is compatible for eSIM. So you need to take the IMEI number off your Android out of the picture because that doesn't exist. Even though it does have the fiber in it, you still don't use that number in it. You just need to put any IMEI number that is compatible for an eSIM into that check, because all Telo is doing at the moment is just checking to see, am I able to
Your phone
send
is
this phone
compatible.
with a QR code? Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you actually then connect this number over to my CRM SIM? Because obviously the eSIM card, right, is on the Android device, correct? So that eSIM is on the Android device.
Yep.
So if we go into the My CRM SIM,
Yep.
and if we click on here, it's gonna
Yep.
tell you the eSIM that's in here is actually the one on the device, which is the Fiverr one.
Yep.
Right? So that this number here is not showing up anywhere here in my CRM SIM.
It shows you the SIM card. It doesn't necessarily show you the number.
That's right.
It will show you
Yeah.
the information on the phone. So it will give you the phone name and the SIM card name. It doesn't always show you the number. You can update that. So you can click on the name there, the Galaxy A72, and you can type the number in there. So you could type in whatever that phone number is there if you wanted to help identify it. Yeah.
So for example, this one. So how are this? I guess I'm just wondering how the two got connected, like from the iPhone perspective to the Android.
It's not in the iPhone.
It's not in the iPhone. You don't
Yeah, nothing to do
install
with
on the
the
iPhone.
iPhone.
It's like, what's another analogy of, it's like I can't think of a good one. But you're not registering the iPhone. You're not installing it on the iPhone. You are only using the IMEI number. It's all that Tello is trying to do, right? Is they're just going through some checks to say, will your phone work with a Tello eSIM card? That's all they're trying to do.
That's correct.
And if you give them an IMEI number from the Android phone that's not compatible, they're just going to say, hey, this won't work. So don't continue, basically.
That's right. Correct.
But
that's all he's doing.
If you put in an IMEI number for an eSIM compatible phone like your iPhone that you've got, put that in, they'll go, oh yeah, that's fine, it's going to work. And then you just carry on your merry way, have the fiber card inside your Android device, get your eSIM, scan it in using the QR code onto the Android phone, and away you go, because it will work once you've done it. It's literally a check by Tello trying to make sure that you can use their service, and you can when you do it this way.
And this will work as long as it's connected, and as long as fiber has a plan, they'll send.
Yeah, so we've got the plan for the fiber. I can test it right now to see if that works. Because like I said, I'm not sure how. I get the point. I get the point that the iPhone's IMEI is just basically used to get like a Tello account. Pretty much, it's not connected in any way in my CRM SIM. So this is what's happening to us, right? It's gonna say pending.
But you haven't moved the Tello number onto the Android device. It's still sitting on your iPhone when you registered it in the first place by mistake. You haven't put that number onto the fiber card. You have to connect it.
The IMEI attached to this Tello is the iPhone.
Yeah, well, you told
Once you update there where it says check to something that's allowed, you should be able to load it on really simply. Do we have an IEM number that we can try it out with for that step?
Yeah.
So the Android device IMEI is the one that. So here's the Tello account, right? So either you actually enter the IMEI of.
Put the iPhone one in there.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute. Trying to get it right now.
Have you scanned the QR code on the Android yet with a fiber app?
Yes, we did.
So that should be connected now.
With the Android, correct? Yes, connected.
So on the Android, the fiber you have to download a fiber app, and that fiber app asks you to add a number in there. Is that one on at the moment?
So from the fiber app, you said we have to add this phone number?
You have to add the QR code. Yes, correct.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, is what we're missing, because we don't have that option to basically add this number. So you're saying that to connect this phone number with fiber, we have to go into the fiber app and add this phone number in there.
You have to, because fiber is like
that's
the phone
I think the answer that we're looking for.
to the phone number. So
Okay,
all you're doing here at the moment is checking for the compatibility. Then once it's compatible, you have to then get the QR code and then scan it with a fiber app. So not the phone, you got to scan it with a fiber app, because in the fiber app, it allows you to scan multiple QR codes. It's kind of like it's the same as changing SIM cards. You have to enter a different number from one number to another SIM. So what you're doing, now you're dragging another a phone number into the fiber app itself.
Got it. Sorry, is there a QR code somewhere here in Tello? Or no, you just have to add the number?
Yeah, there should be. Like there should be a phone number somewhere like that allows you to do that in Tello.
I think that's what we don't know where to find.
Because it's probably not connected at the moment. That's pretty much like what's happening.
I don't think you've moved it. I don't think you've moved it over. And that IMEI number that you put in again, is that definitely the iPhone one?
Let me just put it in again. So the one that's already connected with our Tello is the iPhone one. So let me just try it again. So that's the one.
There you go. So now whatever
now you go confirm. That's it. They should give you a QR code.
Yeah.
Activate that.
Now hopefully with this.
Yeah. Live installation, Gary.
Yeah.
So maybe this is where we can get
I'm
the
gonna
QR
put you on the
code.
support desk, Jackson.
Yeah, that's right. Just for fiber, nothing else.
Let's put your DMs in there, mate. Just DM
Yeah, I
Jackson.
know, right?
So this is what we're getting. So it says that you've got
Yeah,
an
just have
order
to wait right
is
now.
okay. So maybe we're gonna get an email for the QR.
Email, or yeah, you can get an email soon. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so go in and you should have a QR code somewhere in your
Yeah.
account. If you go to my
I think it's my
account,
SIM. Yeah,
I think that's, like I said, that's the answer that we're looking
there it
for
is.
because we couldn't
Just give it a
find.
minute, and they'll come up with a SIM, a QR code. Scan that QR code with the Fiber app. You'll open the Fiber app and add a SIM, and you can add that number, turn it on, and they'll connect. That's the QR code you want.
all right,
Now
let's do it. Let's get it done.
Charlene, sorry, one of my team is also here. Can you ask Syra to use this QR? For entering, please.
It's pretty quick. It's a pretty quick process once you get it.
All right. Yep. I think we're scanning the code now. Sorry, I don't have the physical phone with me right now because I'm somewhere else. My team has the phone, so I apologize.
Scanning it through the screen.
Yeah, but I think I got it now. So I think this is the missing piece that we're looking for because I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can we get that, QR code is we could, that's something that we couldn't really.
You were just getting confused across the number.
Yes,
thinking you
right.
were registering
So
with the
now
actual
that I
SIM.
know, I will be creating an instructions for this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Took us a couple of days to figure it out.
Awesome. All right. Good stuff.
I think let me stop sharing. I'll let you guys know in a minute once that's activated.
No worries. All right. Well,
Thank you so much, Jackson. Appreciate you.
It's all right.
I think JC joined especially for you, mate. We said that you were going to be on this. Let me go back to that. So yeah, so if anyone wants to get eSIMs onto regular Android phones, that's kind of the cheap bit of tech to do. So you're looking at a few dollars for that, plus your regular SIM plan. But once you buy this is a fixed cost as well, right? So this isn't a monthly thing. This is a fixed cost. You buy one of these, and then you're pretty good to go. Heidi, Christine, I'm not sure who's left here. You got any questions on that, or?
This can't. Gonna go first, Chrissy, or do you want me to?
This can't transform.
You were just breaking up there, Christine.
Can the fiber eSIM transform iPhones? I take it can't, but I think it's worth asking the question.
Transform iPhones?
iPhones are easily compatible. The issue isn't the SIM itself, is the actual operating system of
the app.
Android versus Apple. Android is more of an open gateway, whereas Apple is all restricted. So the fiber just opens up the ability for the phone to become eSIM compatible.
Yeah,
cool.
cheaper tech.
Yeah. Or it's handy to have it. I mean, like, you can understand why. If you're traveling in multiple countries, you can have multiple numbers. It just matter of just switching on the Fiber app, and they'll switch from one number to the next. So you don't have to buy SIM cards all the time. That was the designing, I guess, the reason behind the Fiber tech itself. Just when you're traveling, instead of putting a little bag with all the SIM cards you've got. You can just go, bam, one SIM card, you can go internationally, data is ready to go, numbers ready to go, that kind of stuff.
Pretty smart.
We'll just use it differently.
Lots of different ways.
So I've got a question, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
So I have a client who's coming on board here in New Zealand. So you guys know that we can't do texting through HighLevel anyway. He is an electrician. The question I have, if we have dual SIM, he has to switch between numbers to make it active, is that correct? Or are they both active at the same time?
Yeah, both active at the same time on a dual SIM phone.
Okay, because that's the thing, because we're trying to figure out whether he uses his original number, which everyone calls him on, it's on his website and everything anyway, or whether we get him a second number and a dual SIM / eSIM, and they're both active at the same time. So it doesn't matter where he gets the phone call from, where he's going. So I was trying to decide, like, because that's a piece of information I haven't researched yet, is if they're both active at the same time, or do we need to get something like fiber, then you can put those both numbers on the one fiber and then have them both active. But I think you've answered my question, so that's all good. That's my brain process. Thank you for listening to me go through that.
That's all right. So you can't activate two on one fiber card anyway.
Okay.
This is one number on one number on one card. So you'd need a dual SIM phone with two fiber cards if we were going to use two eSIMs. But sounds like, just to wind it back, sounds like he's got a phone anyway with dual SIM capability in it.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So if he has that, then it's easier just to add a separate SIM in and use that for the texting and stuff for the business. We would generally recommend, like, you can set it up for a client and use their existing number. It's absolutely possible. And if it's something like, sorry, did you say it was an electrician?
Yeah, so he wants to give this team the Lead Connector app so that all those comms go through the Lead Connector app.
Okay. So generally we recommend people use a separate number for a business number through this service, because you want to make sure that, you know, if you've got a number they've been using for a long time, that nothing happens to it. Because if they suddenly sent out a blast, you know, something happened, you send out a blast and then they get their number that they've been using forever blocked by the SIM card company, that's going to be very challenging for you to explain and for the business, because they suddenly potentially lost their number. So we would always generally recommend use a separate number, the same as you would for a client anyway. If you were going to, I know you can't in New Zealand, but if you're going to hook them up with a Twilio or a Lead Connector number, you'd be like, yeah, cool, this is your texting number, it's different, and you're going to run it through the Lead Connector app. So kind of in the same way. I mean, that's what we would generally recommend, just to make sure. You want to be safe for your clients. You don't want to cause any problems with their number that they've had for, you know, years and years. If they are, you know, Tim the electrician, and they're super low volume and it's literally just people kind of texting them, and they want a little automation to maybe remind people, say, hey, maybe they have a calendar, you're setting something up for them to remind people, you know, the day before they come out, and they want to shoot them a text to remind them that they're coming and stuff like that. You know, generally that's okay. If you're thinking about any kind of mass text though, like database reactivations, I would definitely say, like, make sure you have a separate number. Like, don't cause any conflict or any potential problems for your clients' existing number they've had for a long time. You don't
on that, Gary. Even low volume, I've had clients getting the numbers blocked. They're sending 150 numbers in a group text. So like, it's just keeping that in mind. Like, some people have just like they have a brain freeze and they'll send 150 texts in one go, like send out as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. That will even that these days have a potential of getting that number blocked. Now, I just had one happen yesterday. They sent 170 text messages to the members and forgot to put a drip into the workflow. Then the number got blocked. And we can reactivate it. You just have to go through the support a couple of times, and one of them will reactivate it for you.
You're like, oh, I've got no idea what happened. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no good when it's primary.
What happened there?
Yeah, really, you don't want that to happen with your primary number.
One will tell you that the suspension will give you a call. I said, okay, I'll wait for it, and we'll go back to support, and then try another one. They were unsuspended for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why it's actually easier to just take a SIM card out and throw another one back in. It takes 5 minutes rather than go back to support to try and figure out how to unblock a number that you use for DVR.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool. So in that use case, this particular fiber isn't quite the right thing. But if we were having international, so New Zealand and Australian clients, then it would be totally worth looking at. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
Fiber is not needed when you have the ability to put a physical SIM card in there. It's only for us, we've got international clients. It's handy for us to go, okay, rather than explaining to them, you're going to go get a phone, get this, do that, and then figure it out on the phone call. We have everything bundled here, and we just have Wi-Fi calling turned on. Nice. And I had a quick look here, just like, not sure why it gets onto roaming, but it's pretty cheap. Like, I had $8 a month, and it's costing like barely anything for texting for the US.
Awesome.
Very
Thanks
cool.
for clarifying that. Appreciate it.
That's all right. No worries at all. Do you have any other questions? JC, sounds like you're good now, hopefully. So we'll look forward to hearing from you this afternoon.
Yeah, we just got an error message, but I think this might be from, the eSIM supplier, because we're getting an error message that the EID is refused, and it's to contact the eSIM supplier. So maybe they just have to replace that or something.
Okay. All right. Well, you can
Yeah.
give us a shout this afternoon if we need to jump
Yeah,
on. We can
I
do it.
will. I'll just contact them first to see what is wrong with the SIM card. But so far, it looks like that process worked. So we just need to figure out from the SIM card provider why we're getting the error message.
Okay. Very cool.
Thank you so much. This is really helpful.
No worries at all. Now, did we have anything else that anyone wanted to cover? I've got a couple of things I was just going to talk about really quickly. Unless anyone else has got any other questions or anything they wanted to know. No? All right, awesome. So what I was going to show here, Jason. Hey, Jason. Jason has just joined us. Did you have a question or anything, Jason? You're just joining in, jumping in to say hello?
Yeah, I've been watching along on the Facebook Live actually, and then I thought, oh, let me just get some clarification around this. It's kind of late here, so sorry for it looking so dark here as well. It's what time is it?
That's right.
It's about
You're in the UK, eh?
Yeah, it's like 1:10 in the morning. But hey, it's part of being a business owner, I guess. So just from my perspective, what is the actual real point? Why would I want to get an eSIM right now? For like currently, we're just working with local businesses. With the guys that we've got set up so far, they've got their SIMs. Why would I want to change to this or use it?
You don't need to. If it's just local businesses, you can just use a local, just a regular SIM card and plug it in. I guess.
Okay.
I mean, from an ease point of view, one reason why you might want to do it is if you get some of these fiber cards, they can just be delivered to you, and then you've got those, and then you can just buy an eSIM online, so you don't have to organize going and getting physical SIM cards.
Okay, right. Okay.
That's one reason that I can think of, but from a technical standpoint, it's not going to help you in any way in terms of sort of deliverability or anything with the local businesses. It's not going to make any difference.
But it might be helpful if I was working with someone in, let's say, America or Australia or New Zealand.
Exactly. Yeah, for that,
Okay,
then
so
you can get an
overseas.
eSIM and stick it onto the card, because you're not going to be able to pop down the shops and get a US SIM card. You're going to have to get
No.
an eSIM organized for that. So yeah.
Okay.
Do you got an account now, or are you just popping in to say hello and figure some stuff out? Or
Sorry?
do you have an account with us now? Are you using the service, or are you just
Yeah. I
to
signed
find
up
out?
for the lifetime offer. I was one of the early adopters.
Sorry, mate. I know. I'm sure I've got your messages in my DMs. I'm sorry,
Oh,
mate.
we definitely we've had a good old chat a few times.
I'm sorry, mate. There's like so
It's
many of my
okay.
DMs like a daily thing is
I can't even imagine.
mate, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. Any other questions around that, mate? Or was that clarify it for you?
Well, just about usage, I guess, would be just, and this is away from eSIMs, just general. So currently, the main reason that we're using it is because the cost in the UK, like some of you guys as well, kind of high. And then the main use case of it would be we run ads, like Facebook ads, and we have an automated follow-up sequence. So the same message is going out a few times a day. You know, sometimes it'll be once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times a day. And then the other messages will also be mainly automated ones where it's like booking and everything else like that. I know you touched on it a moment ago when you talked about the electrician. But I just wonder if that sort of level of usage is something that would ever sort of cause a problem at all or anything like that.
So automated, as in, so you've got a Facebook ad running, someone fills in a form, they get a, hey, thanks for filling in our form type thing. And then is there follow-ups after that? Is there a bot or something behind it?
So there'd be a wait sequence. It'll wait. It times out after about 3 minutes and just follows up with another one, just saying, "Hey, also maybe if you wouldn't mind letting us know which time to call you, morning, evening, morning, lunch, evening." So that would be that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, so like it's a hard one to answer, right? Because it all comes back to the plan that you're using. All right. So
Yeah.
one of the things I think about, and I'm still going to trademark this somewhere somehow, is like the rule of thumb, right? If you're sending text messages through the Android phone and automations faster than you could type, send, get one back, reply, send, then you're going too fast, right? Because that's obviously kind of automated. You know, you can't just be sending out, 10 messages every second or whatever. Like there's
Okay.
mechanisms in the background of the phone. Service providers are looking at. But then again, it all comes down to the plan as well. Because I had someone in the UK or Ireland, I forget which it was, the other day, and they set up a database reactivation. They bought some SIM plan with somebody, and when they put it out and they got their card blocked in the first day, and when they'd been doing it like at a regular times, they used our group campaign, that was all fine. But when they looked at the fair use policy of that particular provider, it said unlimited SMS, which they all do according to our fair use policy. But buried in the fine print, it said to a maximum of 300 numbers per month on that phone, on that plan.
Yeah, so that was probably EE then. Yeah. EE's for the UK, EE is one of the largest providers. Orange and T-Mobile joined up. And if you've got a personal one, a personal EE number, then it's up to 300 numbers, but an unlimited amount to those 300 numbers. And then if you go for their business plan, it's up to 500 numbers. So we just use Vodafone because
Actually, because you messaged me. Sorry, I remember in our conversation now because you rang up the providers, didn't you, and asked them what their fair use policy was. That was you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. I remember. Sorry, mate. Very
That's
good.
fine.
Because that's what I'm telling people to do. Because like we've just got the providers that we use in Australia. I'm like, well, I know what ones that work and I know how they work, and we can do one in a minute, and it's fine. So I'm not ringing up to find out what fair use policies are. And then when you mention that, then everybody's asking me, going, well, how do I know which plan to use? I was like, just ring them up. That's what Jason did.
Just for the guys in the UK, if they've asked you, just say Vodafone seems to be the best option. It's 3,000 text messages. I haven't done an extensive search. I've looked at EE, O2, Vodafone, and Vodafone seems to be the best.
Yeah, I'm just going to grab, where is, put the list in, but I will grab this post. If anyone's watching this and if you're on Facebook, like I said, if you can help us out, because I haven't seen, Jackson's comment on there, but what we want to do, I'll peg this post in this in the comments when this live is finished as well. So if you're watching this, like you've just mentioned, Vodafone, Jason, if you can please comment on here, because we would love to be able to provide this information to everybody. Just comment on here, the country you're in, whatever SIM plans you're using, the cost per month, a link to the website, and any relevant info about their fair use policy. So we've started compiling a sheet here. So we're going to put together whatever countries we can, the different plans, what if we know anything about their terms of service. Vodafone have put on here, and I think that was actually because of you, Jason. We started putting that one onto here. New Zealand's been recommended by, one.nz has been recommended by some New Zealand clients, Tello for the US, Africa by South African clients. So the more feedback we can get from everyone, the better information we can provide, basically, because we can't go out and buy SIM cards in every country and read all their fair use policies.
That has the mobile one. I actually believe that they are sort of using Vodafone. So yeah, kind of the same as
the same thing. Yeah, same as ones we've got here. Like we use a Mason that use Optus, which is one of the carriers over here. I did try and ask ChatGPT. I said, give me a list of all the best phones and summarize their fair use policy for me, but that didn't work. So yeah, please, if anyone's watching this, please come back to this post, and I'll try and bump this back up to the top again. Like I say, the more information we can get back, the better we can help provide everyone the information. With that as well, I'll give a quick shout out as a little hack from Tan. So this is for any Australians watching. Amasim, they're the service that we use over here and generally recommend. They have a $60 per year plan that you can buy, but you can only get that after you've signed up for your initial plan. So what Tan was doing was using some code to get the initial plan for like $10 instead of $20 anyway, but then that code disappeared, and Tan shared this in the group the other day that what he's doing now, he just goes in, looks at the Facebook ads for Amasim in the ad library, just sees whatever deal they're running, grabs the cheapest deal, signs up for that, and then goes off and gets the $60 annual plan afterwards. So try that with Vodafone, right? I don't know if they've got any deals running. Just look in the Facebook ad library for Vodafone or any service providers, and guys, whatever country you're in, check out the Facebook ad library for whatever provider and see if they're running any deals. Grab one from there. I think that's a good idea. So shout out to Tan. Good job, mate. Thank you very much for that one. Any other questions, mate, or answered everything for you? Perfect. And the last thing I just wanted to give a shout out. So anyone who's watching this, just be aware this is running in, when did this start? I think it's in 12 hours, the HighLevel Expert Summit. So run by Johan and Walt from HighLevel Suite. They brought together a bunch of HighLevel experts, amazing bunch of speakers. You get a ticket for $1. So for $1, and there are all these experts and featured speakers on here that will basically provide their wisdom and knowledge, and we were lucky enough to be asked as well. So we've actually got a little bonus slot. I think my face is in here somewhere. I had a chat with Johan the other day. We're going to be talking about like using natural language through your SMS marketing to make sure that we make that kind of human connection. So when we're doing SMS, instead of sending out like a block text, we want to break that up because we're not bound by the cost per SMS. We can send out multiple texts, the same as we would as a normal human, and just go through that to make sure that we build connections with people, give them offers, and build a trust and relevance with them through your SMS campaign. So that will be in there. So jump on here to highlevelexpert.com. I'll pop the link again in the summary here. You can get a ticket for $1 basically for all that information. So hopefully people will jump on there and find out what Johan and what we've put together for the HighLevel community. And I believe even they've got Sean and Robin and Varun are actually opening, and I'm not sure what they're going to be talking about, but they're opening up the event as well. So that should be pretty cool. All right, guys. Might wrap this up now. Oh, actually, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the chat here, which I didn't even say. Gotta go. Oh, talking about different phones. Looks like you guys have had a good conversation in the chat. All right. Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Same time, same place next week. Jump back in. All right. Good to meet you, Jason. Thanks very much, mate.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thanks,
Thank
JC.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Gary, is there any replays of that live summit?
I believe so. I believe you can get a ticket for $1. I believe you can get the replays for 97 or 197. I'm not entirely sure.
We upgrade for the replays.
Pretty sure. I'm sure there will be something after the night to allow you the replays.
No, that's cool. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for
No
today.
worries.
Nice to meet you finally.
You too. Thanks, Heidi.
Bye.
Okay.